Okay, spoiler alert, I'm no longer what you'd call young. And by young, I mean the age where you have to listen to people my age saying stupid shit that is based on their arrogance, fear, and greed. And MAGA knows this. That's why Trump has reached out to America's youth Nazis to try to cull the angst of these young Americans and turn it into an anger-fueled national grift. From Stephen Miller to Nick Fuentes, from Carolyn Levitt.
She's become a star. It's that face, it's that brain, it's those lips, the way they move like she's a machine gun.
MAGA knows how hard it is to be young, trapped inside student debt and the emerging AI world. So they have successfully blamed immigrants and trans people for their pain. And considering that the leadership in the Democratic Party looks like characters from Lord of the Rings, it kind of resonated.
The year 3434 of the Second Age.
And so from that fucked up narrative, you get the Charlie Kirks of the world. Young men who are seduced by millions of dollars to lie so much they actually believe it themselves.
Are these blacks trying to go rob her? Happening all the time in urban America. Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact.
What, people calling me gay because I've never had a girlfriend? I think if anything, it makes me less gay. Never having a girlfriend, never having sex with a woman, really makes you more heterosexual. Because honestly, dating women is gay. Having sex with women is gay. And having sex with men is gay. And you know, it's all gay.
And the Charlie Kirks and Nick Fuentes have tapped into this frustration.
Frankly, I think Donald Trump is awesome.
If I could describe Donald Trump in one word, it would be strong.
I definitely respect the conservative values and Christian values of Republicans.
I kept my underwear on.
And I am very pro-life. I actually spoke with Laura Trump earlier, and I got to take pictures with her.
I believe that everyone needs to go and buy more guns rather than getting rid of all of their guns.
I was raised Republican, came to that conclusion on my own. I am also a social conservative, believe in secure borders, low crime.
But the rest of the young people in this country, have they had enough of Trump's bullshit?
We've lost how simple living is actually good for humans and good for societies.
I have a decent job. I feel like, by all respects and all regards, I should be able to comfortably live and to live a very middle-class life. I feel like just time after time we've been shown that our government is not doing what they can or should do to help protect us.
The usage of technology has just gotten so intense that the majority of young individuals are constantly either on social media or online shopping or getting ads.
There could be so many plus sides to social media, and we do see the benefits of that sometimes, but the overwhelming majority is that it's just feeding us this mental, emotional diet of consumerism. You're not good enough, compare yourself. You don't look good enough without a filter, and you just can't win.
It only makes sense to be kind of mad with the state of the world right now, or at least the state of the U.S.
Well, the numbers seem to be saying just that. Trump's support among young voters has absolutely cratered in a new poll with an unbelievable 63-point swing in just the last 8 months.
We were getting ready to win this election.
Now, of course, Trump will tell you he won the 2024 election in a mandate, but of course, that's a lie. Daddy Twat Waffle bested Kamala Harris by a hair less than 1.5% in the raw vote, the tightest percentage in nearly a century. Now, while pouty fuckwinkle falsely claims he won the youth vote, he didn't. But Trump did increase his share of voters under the age of 30 in 2024, even as the number of young people voting fell drastically. But a new Economist YouGov poll shows that Trump's support among young voters has fallen more dramatically than Trump's man titties when he peels off his guy bra.
They know how to get to me.
Since late February, Trump's numbers have been trickling like when you shut off a garden hose. And now, just 20% of adults under 30 approve of Trump's job handling, while 75% disapprove. And this 20% approval among adults under 30 is a 30-point drop from February, when 50% of 18 to 29-year-olds approved of Trump and 42% disapproved. So Trump went from a +8 net approval in February to a -55% net approval in October, a 63-point swing in the wrong direction. And this is mind-boggling. Trump's overall approval sits at a net -19 points, with 39% approval versus 58% disapproval. This is the lowest net approval Trump has received in any poll in his second term and lower than all but one in his first term. That's a 22-point swing from February, when Trump scored 48% approval versus 45% disapproval for a net approval of +3. Okay, that's a lot of numbers, but it makes sense. Why? Well, think about that old saying, Anyone who's not a liberal under 40 has no heart. Anyone who's a liberal over 40 has no brain. That saying is based around the idea that people in their late 30s would become greedy as they accumulated wealth and hold their dollars close to their chest. But what's changed? Well, for starters, all the billionaires you see at the White House, they didn't get that way by paying young people extravagant wages. No, the technology billionaire revolution that supports Trump became billionaires on the backs of minimum wage coders, and now they're replacing them with AI and robots. And the millions of young people who spent $200 grand on an education only to discover that Starbucks is their new employer and the government won't bail them out of student debt, well, they're pissed. And the idea that young people in America's top 25 cities can't afford a house or a child start to wonder, what's the point? And of course, this generation has grown up with the clickbait opioid reality, a backseat to the social media drug that promises a world but delivers shit.
I feel like this generation is connected but also disconnected.
How?
Online, we're connected, but in reality, most of us are glued to our screens and more antisocial than usual, so we're technically not really that connected.
I kind of worry about that. You know, I have grandchildren, and I think about how much time they spend staring at the phone and how little time they spend physically together. I have a group of friends. I probably have 10 really good friends. We spend a lot of time individually together, being with each other in the flesh. And I think that kind of bond is enduring. So I wonder if your generation is missing out on that, which was quite powerful in my life.
I think we are. Yeah.
We built this digital experiment not to communicate with each other and evolve as a species, but to attract hedge fund pimps who promise Bezos, Musk, and Zuckerberg Hawaiian vacation homes and enough money so Musk can blow up multi-million-dollar rockets while he jerks off to his own hubris. So these poll numbers, where millions of young people are telling Trump to fuck himself, are creating the most unlikely of scenarios, where MAGA hillbillies like the Marjorie Taylor Greens are calling for a revolution.
I think that is the group of Americans that have no idea that they are so powerful, they could rein in their government like that. Not only could they rein it in, they could overthrow it. That's about 100 million Americans, right? 100 million Americans that say, fuck you to the government and refuse to pay their taxes. Federal government has fucked you over. It rapes you every single day. And here's the deal, like, think about it. Social Security is raped and robbed and pillaged and going broke and going to be totally wiped out by 2035 unless we do something about it. And you don't even know if you're going to get your Social Security.
So again, Democrats, the youth of today are no longer simply the future. They're the now. And now they're in our faces.
Goddamn right.
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan.
I kept my underwear on.
I'm very excited about that.
You're a nasty person.
Go fuck yourself.
They know how to get to me.
A witch hunt.
Suck my fat one.
They had what?
Who you talking to?
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage.
I'm Chip Franklin.